The Decameron is a new Netflix series loosely based on a collection of short stories by Boccaccio. So today, let's see if this series is worth your time. Hey everybody, my name's Justin here. I try to watch everything that hits theaters and on streaming services like Netflix. If you guys are like me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and click that bell notification for more up-and-coming content. In the year 1348, the Black Death strikes hard in the city of Florence, and a handful of nobles retreat with their servants to a grand villa to wait out the plague with a lavish holiday. But as social rules wear thin, a scramble for survival ensues, brought to life by a cast of characters both cunning and outrageous. The Decameron is an 8-episode series, about an hour long for each episode. It does take a little bit of time to get through, and this is based on a 14th century collection of short stories. The various tales of love in Boccaccio's The Decameron range from erotic to thrilling, and that's very apparent within these 8 episodes, as you have these characters all come together in this villa to wait out the plague. And throughout these 8 episodes, it ranges from being erotic to thrilling, and they try to throw in some comedy into it, a satire on today's world. You have characters in here that are very unlikable. You have characters that are self-centered. They try to seduce others. They backstab each other. Even the servants get involved with a lot of the storyline. Not one character in here is likable. You have a lot of great performances from a lot of talented actors and actresses involved, and they do a great job of making these characters very frustrating to watch, as a lot of things are revealed about these characters throughout these 8 episodes, as that they think they're better than each other. They think that they know more than the other person. They try to manipulate people into doing things for them, and the performances are great. The problem with all of that is that they're so unlikable that when you have reveals about certain relationships and characters going behind each other, and lust constantly throughout the series, and cheating constantly going on, and when there's peril, you don't really feel any sort of connection to these characters. You have a husband and a wife who are secretly cheating on the other person, and we're just supposed to be okay with that. It's a bit frustrating at times when you have so many unlikable things about these characters, and that when you have moments towards the end where you feel some of the intensity rise throughout, and peril and danger for these characters, you just don't care about it. You don't care if they make it out alive or not, and you don't care about what happens to certain characters. And I understand some of the writing going into that is that it's showing these characters and a lot of what's so frustrating about them and their unlikable personalities, but it is hard to feel any sort of attachment to any of these characters. The set design, costume design looks really good. You have a lot of bright and flashy costumes for the nobles and more dirtier clothes for the servants, and there's a chance for a lot of storylines involving the servants who are hiding things from the nobles, and they get involved with a lot of the storyline. But throughout these 8 episodes, you get accustomed to a lot of backstabbing and characters that are trying to persuade others that they need to be in love and fighting for one's affection. The plague starts to become a more stronger aspect to the story, and you have more danger at the end, more peril, and more realization that there's other people outside of this villa that are trying to stay alive as well. And even in the heights of this peril, I still cannot care about what happens to these characters. There is a lot of humor in here. Now, this is not humor that fully lands at times. I've chuckled here and there throughout, mostly from Tony Hale's over-the-top performance, but a lot of the jokes just do not work for me. A lot of that satire, a lot of big, outrageous personalities that try to add for some very energetic moments, as they really do not care about what is happening outside of their villa. They rather just focus on themselves. A lot of sex, a lot of alcohol, and a lot of brutal moments too, kind of towards the end of the series. But they disregard a lot of what happens outside of their little villa, as they are just caring about themselves. But as the series does progress, you have more of that peril and more of an understanding of what is happening and how it's affecting other people. but you just don't really care about what is happening. So the comedy in here, at times I laughed at certain situations and certain reactions to the characters' interactions and some relationships. For the most part, it is comedy that does not work and just does not land. At times it's a bit cringy. You could tell that they wanted to kind of force some jokes into it, but it just did not work. And also the series just feels way too long. Storylines that feel a bit outdrawn and could have been shortened a little bit to get straight to the point and straight to some more of the comedy and peril throughout the series. 8 episodes, about an hour long. It takes a long time to get through, and I really felt exhausted while watching most of the series. The Decameron, I understand what they were trying to do with that satire aspect to it, and a series really focusing on these nobles and servants that are stuck in this villa. You're going to have a storyline that's going to have sex come out and a lot of lust and betrayal and characters revealing things about themselves and other people and relationships that are going to fall apart or going to develop throughout the series. And that's some of that's pretty interesting to me, but for the most part it really misses its landing on what it wants to do, as it feels really long and a lot of it does not land. I do think the series does successfully look at the themes of class and their struggles in a height of a pandemic, as you have the servants who try to protect themselves as well, but also trying to hold back a lot and try to overstep their nobles and get more involved with the storyline. So that theme of the struggles with class is very apparent within the series, and it is a good aspect to the series. But it is not a series that I recommend checking out, as it does feel very long and does not work with its satire. So before I give you my score for the Decameron on Netflix, make sure to check out my channel. Here I do movie reviews, trailer reactions, ranking videos, tier lists, all that fun movie-related content that you see on YouTube. I do it all here, so hit that subscribe button to get it all in one spot. I'm going to go ahead and give the Decameron a C-. Thank you guys for checking my review for the Decameron on Netflix. If you guys seen it by chance, what do you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below, and stay tuned for more up-and-coming content like this. My name is Justin Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.